everywhere. Something that they did not weren't doing yesterday.
I think at this point for Bigatron by Vitality, one takeaway that I had from yesterday's performance is that the Yixing play or the Yixing was used passively. It's as if it was being used for them as a defensive one. So at this point, you want to be as offensive as possible, have the boards to be the initiator or the start of the team fight. Now for Blacklist International, good thing that they have high firepower. They could focus fire in the middle of the team fight. And I want you to take note, actually, for Bigatron and Blacklist International, they both want to punish errors from both teams.
Yep. There's gonna be dangerous draft for Joshi too. That insta-kill and trap combo from that Long and Dharma Yixing is gonna be dangerous for Blacklist International. But to tuck away that Zhangfei, that deny pick for that Zhangfei and Yixing combo is very smart from the Blacklist side.
I'm telling you guys, the Bigatron lineup and the Blacklist lineup represents their own region here. It is their specialty here for BTR. They want to play between Dharma, Yixing combination, set up the success coming in from both Zan and Zan Q. For Blacklist, it is playing back to their basics here, with Pei on the hands of Just-G and Zhang Fei on the hands of Chaz, playing that control game we talk about.
Definitely, as much as possible, you want to build that momentum by playing your comfort heroes, or probably you just have the usual systematic play that you have. And I really like this Zhang Fei pick for Blacklist International. At least there is one specific hero that could totally dive or even counter that crowd control from Bigatron by Vitality. But talk about sustain. Talk about sustain for Bigatron by Vitality. You have the secure and at the same time a hero that is functioning both as an aggressive one and defensive. You have Agudo.
But Bigatron by Vitality is actually really smart on the banning side. Zhuangzi is a close out on Bigatron. They don't want that Purify. That butterfly effect is going to cancel out so many combinations heroes from the Bigatron side. And Blacklist, they need that front-to-back hero. Sunta is going to counter out so many backline heroes almost on that Agudo.
You learned from your mistakes yesterday whereby they drafted Dharma and Zhang Fei in that phase number 1, which led to that counter pick coming in from Chaz on that butterfly that we're talking about, right? But these are the crowds, these are the fans here supporting for both of these nations of PKL and IKL here with game number 2 here. Who are you giving the edge to towards the drop here? Be equal on this.
I'm gonna go on Bigatron's side. They have that sustainability, they have that trapping momentum, and Just-G is not gonna roam freely with that Dharma and Yixing combo.
And let's go, Grill City Mall. Let's bring it to game number 2 between Bigatron from Indonesia and Blacklist International from Philippines.
Okay, this is a new set of players for those who've just rewatched our live stream. So we could see a lot of pokes coming in at the top lane. I mean, Chami1 is the PKL Finals MVP, by the way. So let's expect that he will be as aggressive as possible because you don't want a Dharma having the time of his life as early as this game.
He's a very good playmaker that we talk about. All these plays, we talk about him as the Wonder Boy here coming in from the Philippines. Bottom side, a bit of a trade here coming in from both Ormson and Chaz.
Yep, there's gonna be good pressure. Ormson and Zahn is gonna try to push back as soon as possible. That mobility powers folks out on Chaz, and Chaz is not gonna get the space that he wanted.
And you know what? The one discovery or one observation that I have for these teams that played yesterday, they are playing really safe. I mean, in terms of early game, they're not as aggressive as they were before. Or I think for both teams, there is that respect that as much as possible, you want to give. You don't want to give that information in the early game.
It's a similarity in terms of that playstyle whereby BTR and both Blacklist International, they like to play the map. They like to play slow, aggressive game on towards those objectives where you have those big team fight moments.
It's like a push and pull, right? Push and pull for both that. One thing you think that there is going to be an objective or there might be a play, but then again, it's just a bait and let's just disengage. So we're talking about mind games now. Whoever has that stability to take all the pressure wins this game.
And again, pressure out the Chami1 aggressivity that Chantel talked about, that FMVP badge on his chest is gonna bring out so much offensive on Blacklist.
But don't forget, Bigatron, they have their favorite player. Yono Zankyu on that jungle here. If you want a miracle, it comes from him.
Yes, it's gonna be the main leader, the main attacking formation for Bigatron by Fatality. And right now, Ormston is going to try to zone out most of that map control. And speaking of Sakir, Ormston is one of the best Sakir player with the highest win rate in IKL right now.
Now that you've mentioned about Zankyu, it feels like for Blacklist International, if they're not able to stop the jungling pattern as early as now, they might have a hard time mid
That
to late game.
first connects to the front line, and now the Ocean of Tears connects to Ormston, and Ormston gets taken down. That the world is my board connects to 2 people, but no backup from Bigatron by Fatality.
That is a beautiful crowd control chain here coming in for the side of Blacklist International. A Bridal Outburst into the knockup coming in from Dragon, removing any potential comeback of a play coming in from Ormston.
Well placed by Blacklist International. They knew that the players of Bigatron by Vitality won't be prepared for that aggressive play. So we could see a reaction still on Bigatron by Vitality side. But good thing again, we've mentioned about Zankyu. There were a lot of moments on their previous games. It was during day 1 wherein they stretched the game really long, despite the fact that there was a huge discrepancy in terms of gold. As long as
And Tammy One is gonna be fight back. Enlightenment Mantra, but the flash from Tubes is super genius. But Tammy One still has that escape mechanism. He is gonna fall back and he is gonna survive.
Very close stuff here coming in for the side of Blacklist Clash Laner here. Just a bit of a gap that could allow Zankyu to find that Doors mobilization, getting that knock up here. But 4 minutes is here as we get up right off.
okay.
Oh, down and by Donovan connects to the backline, and Joshi leaps to the backline of BTR, and they are gonna fight back. Taz is gonna get that Tyrant for free for Blacklist International. They're not gonna go back again. That Mantra connects to the backline, and that Tammy One. What an amazing wave render from Tammy One. He's gonna eat again and again. Tammy One takes 2 kills for Blacklist International, but it's not over. It's not over for Blacklist, and Saan becomes the 3rd casualty for BTR.
Blacklist from PKL are relentless. Back-to-back plays, back-to-back kills. Further domination against Zankyu in that jungle department.
Okay, for Blacklist International, they're ready for blood on this game. After getting to the objective, they go straight for those kills. And man, Tammy One, just imagine the position that they had. He zoned out majority of the players, got majority of the kills as well. I mean, the double kill was on Justy's hand, but at the same time, it's because of his aggressive stance. So for BTR by Vitality, we've mentioned about regrouping. This is time that they should do that.
Chaz has been very consistent on that Zhang phase so far, finding those key engages, especially onto members like Zankyu here. But look at the position here coming in for both the Center and also Justy.
Oh, Justy is gonna land on the front of Zankyu, and he's gonna wave render that, and Zankyu is gonna push us back. The Ocean of Tears connects against the Zankyu, and right now the full minute pros, and the world is fiber connects and zones out the players from BTR. Taz, what an amazing outburst, and again, 3 players from Bigatron by Fatality is taken down.
Total control here coming in from Blacklist International. They are just putting BTR in such a discomfort right now. I'm telling you, Chantel, you are at such a good mood.
I'm happy, of course. The 3.4k gold, actually 4k for Blacklist International, even taking down this tower at the middle lane. Now, if you look at the heroes, there's a huge lead in terms of gold. For the junglers, 5.7k, that is 2k gold lead for Just G as compared to Zankyu. And this is where things will get kind of bit hard for Zankyu, because this is Magudo and it's not normally easy for you to kind of limit the gold.
When you talk about limiting Zankyu, it is not an easy focus here coming in for the side of any team, coming in from PKI, IKL, MKL. But right now, look at what Blacklist International is doing. Every single member making Zankyu's life hard on that Agudo hero game.
It's gonna be a late game gameplay for BTR. They need that farming potential. They need that gold gain. They can't force out that much of a team fight with Blacklist with that gold gap. And right now, Zankyu and Zan need all the gold funneling that they can get.
By the way, biggest shoutouts to Holler because he's not a fan of the Sunset. But we could see it right now on this game. But yeah, going back, Blacklist International still on the lead. 5K on this game. You have pressure marching in on all sides of the map. We could see that teleport. I mean, Blacklist International, they're ready anytime whenever there is going to be a counter go against Bigatron.
It's a Shammy effect we're talking about here, Chantel, where he has been that big focus here. But props to Chaz and Just G. Back towards the pick and bans, we talk about these two players. They are the leading focus here coming in from the PKL squad, and right now, it is evident because every single buff from Zankyu's jungle, every single objective is just going over to Blacklist.
Yep.
To be fair, the winning condition for BTR is the laying of skills. We've mentioned about the Dharma and even the boards from the Yijing as able as they are able to pull that off, then they could probably do a comeback against the Blacklist. So it could be, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have the board against 2-3 players. It could be one as long as they slowly build that momentum against Blacklist.
Yes, I love the fact that Blacklist is gonna control the map even more. That jungle domination never stops. And right now with the Tyrant, the second Tyrant, to up that fighting potential for Blacklist International. They are not gonna fall back. They're gonna push forward and pressure out the red robots.
It is only 8 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. It is already a 7,000 goal lead in favor of Blacklist International. This is absurd performance we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And even on the items, there's a huge discrepancy for a majority of the players. So for BTR, if they're able to stretch this game probably around 12 minutes or even 15, then they can go for a potential comeback. Now, Blacklist International, it's nice that they're continuing the pressure and not giving that space for BTR.
Yes, they need to kill Joshi. Joshi needs to be their main focus right now because that damage, that crazy damage that Joshi just spews out is gonna make so much trouble for BTR by Fatality. The team fight still goes on. The high ground defense is beautiful from Bigatron's side.
By the way, for Just G, he's currently at 4-0-3 on the spay. We've mentioned that this is one of his favorite heroes from PKL, and it's evident on this game. They had fast early game, they had smooth mid game, and now they're ready to steal this game, possibly if they're able to take down another high ground tower.
Waves are coming in as it crashes into Bigatron by Vitality's base as the boat catches onto the members of BTR.
The outburst connects to the backline, and right now the world is my board traps Chaz in that board. He can't go, and the defense is again done by BTR.
It is a slow burn we talk about here, Rookie. It is still in favor coming in from Blacklist International. This is where it starts to get hard. Your objective, the Shadow Overlord and Shadow Tyrant are up and available in this picture. For the side of Bigatron, they need to force the fight. They need to win the fight if they want to get back into this game.
Yep.
For Bigatron by Vitality, they need to find Golden Kite in the middle of the team fight, but also be mindful of Chami once at sail. So we can see right now that for Top C, he has the vision, but Golden Kite is there for the counter positioning as well.
Oh, flash out from Toof is super duper beautiful. And Toof, they're gonna zone out so many heroes. And then with fastest from Zon, it's gonna be on the offensive. And right now that Tyrant connects to Blacklist. Zankyu is gonna roll back. He's gonna run from that Tiger. That Filipino Tiger is gonna chase him back. And Zon is gonna fall again. The Dragon and the Tiger has to move on because right now the Crystal is exposed. They are gonna end this game. And Blacklist is gonna take game 2.
Absolute domination of the game coming in from the PKL champions. With the repeat of his success coming in from Retread into Blacklist, this is the Filipino squad that we're talking about, Chantel.
Great control coming in from Blacklist International. Early game, mid game. Actually, we didn't get to the late game. It's just them taking all the resources